Hey y'all, hey! Welcome back to my channel. My name is K Shine, and thank you so much for clicking on this video today. You already know your girl is back with another story time based on the title. You know exactly what I'm about to talk about. So make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and follow me on Instagram and TikTok at K Shine with 3 E's. Y'all already know the drill. Happy New Year's Eve. Y'all, here go the New Year's nails. Okay, listen, got a little silver over here, a little gold over here. You know what it is. Okay, these the nails. If you've been following my social media, I am getting over a slight cold. I made me a hot toddy, and it really kicked them symptoms out of there, but my voice is still a little scratchy. So if I sound any different, it's because of that. But I feel better. So, you know, we're not going to bring in the new year being sick, okay? We're just not going to do that. But without further ado, y'all, let's hop right into the video. Let's go. All right, y'all, so boom! Y'all know exactly how I like to start my videos off. Hey, Dash. Yes, this is a cocktail with a K, so let me show you the cocktail for the day. Here is the cocktail for today. You know, it's very much on theme. It doesn't look that cute on camera, but if you go to my TikTok, of course, you'll see how I made this. And I had a cute little something at the top, you know. I do have me a straw because your girl always got on lipstick. So, you know, we can't be sipping off the rim. So let's go ahead and get our first sip of our cocktail in. As y'all can see for the rest of the video, my tongue is going to be blue. I don't gangbang though, okay? Okay, you understand? I don't gang, you understand? But anyways, we got our first sip. Let's go ahead and sit this down. Okay, so for my last story time of 2024, I'm going to talk about the time. I mentioned it in one of my videos. I honestly do not know which video. It really don't even matter, right? But I told y'all how y'all always be like, how could you not see the red flags in certain guys? I mean, certain people, it'd be obvious red flags. But I told y'all about a time who I used to talk to a boy who said that he lived with his sister and it turned out to be his baby mama. Shame on him. Anyways, I'm out at the bar. As I always am out dangling, running the streets and stuff. So, nah, that's what y'all like to think I do. Because, first of all, y'all don't really understand that I'm almost 30 years old. So, a lot of these story times happen over a span of like, I would say maybe it started when I was like 10. So, over a span of like 20 years. And y'all like to think, all you did was do this. All you do is talk to boys. All you do is go out. Even if I did, mind yours. But you telling me out of 20 years or what, you know, we're not going to get into it. We're not. Anywho, so I'm out. I'm out with my cousin one day, whatever. I end up meeting this boy. Now, mind you. Hold on, because it's funny already. So, mind you. Okay, so me and my cousin at the bar, whatever. We have a few drinks or whatever, so we just decide to like walk around. If you from the city, a lot of times we just walk around Greek Town Casino. Like you could just walk around, you might meet people, or you just go in there to kick it, or maybe like Motor City Casino, whatever. We in Greek Town. We walking around, right? We just vibing or whatever, and this boy stopped me. So he want to talk to me and stuff. Like, first of all, I should have already known he was gonna be a liar because the first thing he say. Mind you, he cute, he tall, he my type, all that good stuff. The first thing he say is not, oh, you cute, can I have your number, what's your name? He say, I'm going to be a basketball star. Listen, y'all, hold on. So, first of all, I'm cracking up because, mind you, at that point, I'm buzzing. So, I'm like, okay. So I was about to keep walking, y'all, because it just caught me off guard. Because, like, why are you stopping me talking about you gonna be a basketball star? And what does that have to do with me? So I kept walking because I'm like, you know, anything else. Because when he said it, it's like he was waiting for me to respond. It wasn't. He didn't say anything else like, oh, but my name is such and such or whatever. I don't know. He didn't say nothing. So I just was like, okay, mind you, we walking down the aisles that you walk down. So imagine walking next to your cousin. Somebody just, you know, you walking this way, they walking this way. You thinking they're gonna go around you, but they stop in front of you and just say, "I'm gonna be a basketball star." So I'm like, okay, I pop up. So I'm like, okay, and I go around him because I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what that have to do with me? So, you know, he turned around to catch up with me, and he like, no, I'm just joking. Like, well, I'm not joking. I am going to be one, but like, what's your name? And I'm like, why would you say that to me, though? Like, what, you trying to see if I'm like some type of gold digger or something? Like, what was your point of saying that? He like, no, I just like to keep it real. I like to be real upfront with the person like I'm trying to talk to because I want them to know what they getting themselves into. Now listen, I'm not even gonna lie. That damn there should have been a red flag right there. Cause I'm like, well, first of all, you didn't try to even get my name or nothing. Like, what do you mean you like to let them know what they gonna be in for, or what they getting themselves into? I said, so what you trying to say? Like, if you know you get drafted or whatever y'all do, y'all know I don't know nothing about sports, but if you saying you gonna be in the NBA or whatever, what you saying? Like, why would they have to know what they getting into? Like, you gonna be cheating or something? Like, I'm just tipsy having conversation, just asking stuff, right? And he like, no, no, no. Like, I just be wanting them to know, like, it's gonna be a lot of traveling, it's gonna be a lot of this, it's gonna be a lot of that. So I'm laughing with my cousin, cause I'm like, what are we talking about? Like, I'm randomly walking and you stop me and we're talking about basketball. So I'm just like laughing, like, okay, well, what does that have to do with anything? So he like, okay, you know what? Well, you know what? Forget all that. Like, maybe we start off on the wrong foot. Like, my name is finesse two times. Shout out to him, the rapper. But like, I just feel like this boy was a finesser and he lied two times and he had two lies. Okay, so I can't think of no other name right now because I've already used liar in one of my videos. Dummy, I used a lot. So he gonna be finesse two times, aka maybe finesse for short or two times for short. Any one of those three names is gonna be about him. Okay. So he like, my name is Finesse two times. And mind you, he didn't look like him. Even though I ain't saying you said, okay. So he like, my name is Finesse two times. So I'm like, okay, basketball star. Like, my name is K. Actually, he's just going to be basketball star because that's what I kept calling him, y'all. I take all of that back. Skip everything I just said. He's going to be basketball star, okay? That's just going, he's going to be b-ball star. Anyways, so he say his name was Finesse, but I'm like, okay, basketball star, because like that's my first impression in you right now. Like, and I'm not saying it like, cause oh, I hope you make it to the NBA so I get some money. No, it's just funny because why would that be the first thing you said to me? So I'm calling him basketball star. He like, no, call me Finesse. Like, my name Finesse two times, but call me Finesse for sure. And I'm like, yeah, no, you're gonna be basketball star. So we like laughing, and I ain't gonna lie, he cute. I'm tipsy. Like, he want my number. I get him my number. So we end up leaving, or like not leaving, but we ended up walking away from him. So I'm just laughing with my cousin, like, why the fuck would he say basketball? And why would he say that? Ooh, yeah, I know my heat be on and it just came on. Should I turn it off? I might turn it off. I'm gonna go turn it off for y'all. Now don't look at my gown. Now y'all know I only get dressed from the waist up, and it's not that cold today. So I'm gonna turn my heat off for y'all because I love y'all, okay? Anywho, so cocktail break. You know, we walk away, whatever. So I'm just talking to my cousin about it because I'm like, why would he ever just walk up to somebody and say, I'm gonna be a basketball star? Like, we just laughing. Okay, they go on, right? He didn't text me till like a day or two later or whatever because I honestly forgot about him. So when he texted me a couple days later or whatever, he probably was doing the 3-day rule. Who fucking knows? Who fucking cares? He ended up texting me, so he like, what's up? And I hate, oh, let me not say that. I'm not gonna say hate anymore. I really dislike when people, well, maybe they think you ain't get nobody else's number today. But I dislike when people, for the first time of them texting you or something, they just text you like, what's up? What you doing? Like, you need to say, hey, this is Finesse. Hey, this is Finesse two times. Like, you need to build some type of rapport because when it's days later, I will forget about you. And if you think I'm you the only number I pulled, say not. But even if not, even if you was, it's just like, you know, you forget about certain stuff, right? Or at least for me, I forget. Because, you know, y'all be like, I don't forget about anything. I remember the day I was born. Like, you know, y'all be doing a lot. But anyways, well, not y'all, my K stars, but the people in the back. When he said, what's up, I'm like, who, you know, typical stuff. Who this? Like, who is this? So he's like, oh, you don't remember me? I'm like, well, no, because I don't know who this is. Like, tell me who you are, and I'm sure I remember you, right? So he like, you don't remember, like, we met a couple days ago. Nigga, I said, no. Is you going to tell me who you is or not? So, listen, like, I think I said this before, but I just don't respond. Like, if you give me too much of the back and forth, like, I be feeling like it's somebody playing on my phone or whatever, so I stopped texting. So when he said that, I had just stopped texting because I feel like after 2 to 3 text messages, why I sound like that? Because I feel like after 2 to 3 text messages of you not telling me who you are, like, you playing, and I don't feel like playing because I don't know who you are. Maybe if I knew who you was, I'll play with you back, but I don't, so I don't want to play, right? I had stopped responding because I'm like, go find somebody else to play with. Like, I'm not about to play with you, right? Cool. I stopped responding or whatever. I guess he realized I wasn't going to text back, so like after a minute, he ended up texting. He like, this finesse two times. And I'm like, finesse two times? I'm like, Oh, so I literally text back like, oh, basketball star. And he like, oh my God, I wish you stopped calling me that. I'm like, listen, you don't want to make it obvious that you was going to be a basketball star. So I'm just, I'm just keeping up with you. So, he LOL and like, oh, like, what's been up with you? So, I'm just like, oh, nothing, just chilling or whatever. So basically we texted, right? We started to have conversation. We started to, I'm a speed pass it a little bit. Basically, we talking, we getting to know. Everybody know about the beginning talking stage where you just getting to know each other, texting every day, what you doing, what you eating, blah, 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 all of this, right? So I knew for a fact, listen to me, y'all. I had asked basketball star, like, hey, you got kids. Like, this is in the midst of us talking, getting to know each other, right? I asked him, do he got kids? He like, oh, no kids, because I'm really, into my basketball. I got a one-track mind right now. I got tunnel vision. I'm trying to go pro. So, like, kids is not in the plans right now. Y'all hear me, right? Kids is not in the plans right now. Like, I'm just focused on my career. So, no, I don't got no kids. What about you? I'm like, no, I just got my dog Taz at the time. Now I got his brother Dash. But anyways, I'm like, no, I don't got no kids and all of that. Just in conversation, we just talking about stuff. So I'm like, oh, you want kids? He like, yeah, like I still believe in marriage and all that stuff. Like, this is just over a course of days of us talking, right? But I want to make sure y'all know that I asked that man, did he have any kids? So he said no. Cool. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's what's up, whatever. We start kicking it, on the phone more. We went from text message because, in the beginning, for the most part, y'all text a lot. Then you want to start hearing his voice. Then y'all start getting no phone calls. Then y'all start FaceTiming. Then y'all seeing each other. Now y'all can't get enough, right? And then nigga end up doing some fuck shit. Then you got to end up leaving him behind before you end up behind bars because y'all be playing with you. Cocktail break, y'all, because hold on, I'm going to start tweaking. So mind you, this is around the time where I'm not gonna lie, I was still cool with pulling up at dudes' houses. Y'all know I told y'all once I got to a certain age, I was just like, no, I was making dudes, I was requiring them to take me out. Like, it's no more pulling up. Like, what my college years, of course, when you meet somebody, especially on college campus and stuff, yeah, I'm gonna pull up and kick it at your house. Like, yeah, we can do all that. But once you like get to a certain age, you be tired of pulling up to niggas' houses and just Netflix and chilling. You gotta, now you starting to be like, you need to take me out, you need to do this. But anyways, this was kind of before that time. So I didn't mind pulling up. And a lot of times in the beginning, I used to like chilling with them before I started going out with them. I don't know why I was so backwards, but that's just what it was. That's what I was comfortable with. That's what I would do. So as we talking, he said like he wanted to see me and stuff, like he wanted to chill. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like I can come over whenever you want me to. And he like, well, I want to see you before then, but like we can't come to my house because he said he was getting his floors renovated, right? So I'm like, oh, okay, like you guys, I'm like, so that brings me to my next point, y'all. I said, oh, okay, like you got a house. Because mind you, I used to ask certain questions. You believe in God, you got kids, all that other stuff. But I never really asked, like you had an apartment, you got a house. Like, I don't know. Because I still was living with my mom, I guess I didn't think to ask those questions. So when he said he was getting his floors renovated, I'm automatically thinking of a house, okay? So I'm like, oh, you got you a house? So he like, yeah, I got me a house or whatever. But he like, yeah, so you can't come here. Like, can I come to yours? And I'm like, yeah, see, you can't come to my mama's house because y'all know it don't matter what age I was. I just wasn't playing for people to know where I lived at. Like, I just never gave that. So I'm like, no. So y'all better not yell at me. Don't y'all fucking yell at me. Y'all understand? Anybody yelling at me, y'all? Get them. So but okay, listen, y'all. I didn't want to see him. He wanted to see me. He said he wanted to chill. So he like, how about I just get a hotel? Now listen, hold up. Wait a minute, y'all. He said he's gonna get a hotel, but guess what else he said? He said he wasn't gonna try nothing crazy. And I think like that's what they all say, and y'all right, but guess what? I wasn't going for it. We was not gonna be on no freaky stuff, no nothing like that. So he like, let's just get a hotel, we could chill, we could kick it. Like, you ain't gotta feel like you gotta spend a night, no nothing. I'm young, y'all. Dash, tell him, Dash, tell him for me. Tell him don't yell at me. Tell him don't yell at your mama. I know. Okay. He want to get a hotel so we could chill. Wait, y'all, I'm getting a little cold. I think I'm about to turn my heat back on. Wait a minute, I feel a little chill. Anyways, he want to get a hotel, y'all. And he like, yeah, I'm not going to try nothing. It's not going to be none of that. So I'm thinking like, okay, I'm down. I know. The first link was at a hotel because why not? I can't go to his house. He can't come to mine. It's like, well, we got to sit in the car. I mean, them car sessions be nice. And I'm not talking about smoking sessions, but when you be sitting in the car, them summer nights, playing music, them be a vibe. I'm not going to lie. But he like, you gonna get a hotel. So, I'm like, okay, cool. Like, you can get a hotel. He like, yeah, you ain't got to spend a night. I'm not going to try nothing. So I'm like, all right, cool. Mind you, I used to lie and tell people, well, not people, but like certain dudes that I used to talk to, that my dad was a police officer. So I'm like, if anything happened to me, I already sent him your address and a picture and he gonna hunt you down, right? I used to say that to a couple guys, so much so that one of my little little boots, whatever, he went to the police academy and he was like, he gonna ask me to ask my dad something that he needed, certain questions, something. And he was like, ask your dad, do he got any connects with the police academy? Because I'm trying to do this, and that, like something. I was just thinking like, Sean, you don't even know I was lying, huh? I never told you it was a lie, like, whatever. He really believed it. But anyway, so I used to tell people that, right? So I told him that, like, yeah, my dad is a police officer, so he will hunt you down, like Dog the Bounty Hunter. So, like, don't try nothing, right? So he like, oh, no, that's cool. Like, everything is good. Like I told you before, I'm going to be a basketball star. Like I told you before, I'm gonna be a basketball star. So he like, I'm not trying to do anything to jeopardize my career. Like, I'm not on none of that. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I feel you. Like, I understand. So the day come and I get ready to leave for the hotel. Now I do pack me like a small bag just in case I spend a night. Because my thing is, if the vibes is good and I want to kick it with you longer, I'm able to spend a night and nothing happen, right? When we downtown, we go to the Athenaeum. If y'all from the city and y'all know what the Athenaeum is, y'all know it's a couple coins. Cost a couple coins to be at the Athenaeum, and it's like depending on what room you get, you can get a basic room, but some of the rooms got like the jacuzzis and stuff like that. But it wasn't given that. Like, we just had like a regular little room, whatever. I really felt a little safe because I'm like, we at the Athenaeum, like, you only can valet park, all right? Like, it ain't no like little, it's downtown. So I'm like, okay, it's just not giving that. So I felt a little bit safe. I felt like if you try something, I could run out screaming and people gonna actually help me, right? Okay, it wasn't giving like no motel, no Holiday Inn, Red Roof type thing, right? So I pull up on him, I go up to the room. He got the move set, he got a couple drinks, still got music flowing. He was like, I was thinking like we can just go get something to eat like somewhere downtown. Like, he was saying he didn't want to get nothing to eat until I got there, right? And then we can go pick something. So, I hugged him like, oh, basketball stars, nice to see you again. So like at first we just kicking it. We just sitting in. And one thing about him that I would give him, and that's how these scammers really be scamming, or these finessers be finessing, because they got the gift of gab, y'all. Y'all know somebody that just, oh, my cousin is like this, just got a certain fucking charm about them. Like, you don't even know they bad shit crazy because it's a certain charm. Like, he got that. He has a charming personality that, like, you look past the lies. Well, I didn't know it was lies at this time, but he definitely had the gift of gab. Like, he was super, super charming. So, we talking, and one thing about me, I like somebody that's gonna talk back. Okay? Back to a break. I was going to say, in more ways than one, I like when you talk back to me, you understand? But anyways, we ain't on the membership, so I ain't going to say too much, right? But anyway, so one thing about me, I do love to talk, if y'all can't tell. So when I meet a guy that talks back, like actually talk, and I'm not saying regular little stuff, oh, what you doing, nothing, eating, what you doing, oh, this, oh, I had this, like, when you can hold a conversation about, like, oh, let me tell you about my day. I'm mad because I was driving. I ran over a pothole. It kind of messed up my wheel alignment, so I got to take it to the shop. And then he said it was gonna be $125 to fix. Like, I like a conversation. Don't just say, oh, if I say how your day is, oh, it was good. How was work? It was straight. No, how was work? Oh man, I had this lady on the phone for about an hour. She was pissing me off. She was yelling at me. Like, I like for you to hold a conversation, because you got to think, if we about to be around each other all day, or we talking all day, we have to have some type of substance in our conversation. You get what I'm saying? And that was one thing about Basketball Star. Like, he's gonna talk. Like, we can literally sit there and talk. That's why I kind of feel comfortable going to the hotel with him, because when we be on FaceTime or on the phone, we never ever talk sexually. Like, he's so funny. Like, he made me laugh. Like, we just talk about regular stuff. Like, I'm telling him about my 11th birthday that I remember, because I was going through my family like photo album, because I took some pictures out. Anyways, that's a long story. I'm about to say something else, but I took some picture out for something, so I was putting my pictures back in my family photo album thing, whatever. So I just end up telling him like, oh, well, I'm going through my family photo album, whatever. I see my 11th birthday, all of this. We just talking about my birthday party, like, that's what it gave. So he definitely made my comfortability level, like, Like, he just definitely made me super, super comfortable. It wasn't giving how you meet a nigga, oh, they try to get in your pants, whatever, try to get you drunk or drink up, whatever. Like, it wasn't giving none of that, right? And he didn't even have, like, no hard liquor. He actually had wine. That's when I first discovered that I didn't really like wine. I think it was because of the choice of wine he chose. I didn't like wine, because I know now I'm still not, like, a wine drinker. But I'm about to try to get back into it, okay? I think it's just certain types that, I think I just need to taste more and see what's my, anyways. Y'all know I have ADHD. Sorry. Anyway, so we drink a wine, we just talking, we laughing, like we having a good time, right? Then we end up leaving, so we gonna get something to eat. Get something to eat, whatever. I'm not gonna lie, the Authentic, like I said, it's a really, really nice hotel. So I was debating if I was gonna stay or not, but because of the vibes and how it was going, like I'm gonna spend a night. We not on nothing nasty. Like, literally, he all making jokes. Like, yeah, we can lay in the same bed. We can lay, head to foot. Like, he like, I'm gonna lay down by your feet, and I'm gonna have you gonna have my feet up there. Like, we just make the jokes or whatever. Anyways, the whole night was good. We vibe. I did end up spending the night, whatever. We cuddled. You know what I'm saying? But like, it definitely was not giving nothing. Like, he was real respectful. And when we woke up, we went to go get something to eat. So I'm like, okay, basketball star, like, besides you saying that when I first met, everything else is pretty much cool, right? So after that one time we hung out, we back on the phone every day. Of course, this become our routine, right? This our daily regimen. We do this every day now. So at this point, like, I had my little sister, but she was very, very young. I don't want to say how young, because I don't want to give y'all a timeline, but just know. Yeah, you understand. So I had my little sister. So when I went home, whatever, we talking, he'd hear her in the background. So he'd be like, oh, like, who is that? So I was telling him, like, oh, that's my little sister, all of this, right? And he's like, oh, that's cool, because I be having my nephew. Mind you, this day, I don't even think I was babysitting. I think she was just at home. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But I remember him saying, like, oh, that's cool. Like, I got a nephew. I be babysitting every blue moon or whatever. Like, maybe we could take them on a little play date. Basketball star. He like, yeah, maybe we could take them on a little play date or whatever. So I'm like, yeah, we'll have to see. Like, it's gonna be a minute, because I don't play by myself, but I definitely don't play by my sister. And even though me and him was cool, I don't bring my sister just around anybody. I don't really bring her around nobody, especially how young she was then. So it's nice to offer and say, but I'm not. Yeah, we're not doing no play dates, right? But it was nice of you, but no. So I was just telling him, like, yeah, we got to see. And he like, oh, you sound unsure. I'm like, yeah, because it's just, I don't really do all of that and stuff. And he like, I understand, she a little girl and all of this other stuff, whatever. And I'm like, yeah. So anyway, so he did tell me at that point, like, he be having his nephew. So I'm thinking we relating. So I'm like, you be having your nephew, I be having my little sister, everything cool, right? Cool. We talking more, we talking more. Now, eventually we are hanging out. We're doing the movie thing, the bowling thing, the dinner, all of that stuff, and just kicking and meeting up. I remember one day I had to go return something at the mall. He met me at the mall. We just kicked it, got some fucking pretzels and stuff, like just random stuff, right? So one day, whatever, in the midst of our talking, I don't know, it was probably weeks later, a month later, who knows, I don't know. So he hit me up and he like, yeah, I want you to come over. So I'm like, oh, okay, like, you want me to come over? Like, your floors is finished? And he's like, what you mean? I'm like, is your floors finished? Remember you said you was getting them renovated? He's like, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, they are done. Like, yeah, you should come over this weekend and blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, okay, like, yeah, mind you, not thinking nothing of it. Because why would I? Okay? Not thinking nothing of it. So I'm like, okay, yeah, like, so I'm like, yeah, I'm going to come over this weekend. He's like, yeah, you should spend the night, all that good stuff, right? Okay, cool. We finished talking or whatever, the weekend comes. So I'm happy. I'm happy to go over there and see him, because like I said, at this point, it's definitely probably been a month. So it's like I do kind of like him, you know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go over there. I'm going to spend the night with him, right? Pack up my little bag. I head to his house. Okay, so I'm walking in. Cocktail break. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. He got this little cute house or whatever. It's not like little, but it's just like a ranch, ranch style house, 2 bedrooms. Like, it wasn't giving nothing big, but it wasn't like little. Nice little house. So I'm walking in. Mind you, he live in the city. You know, I'm walking in. So, he greeted me at the door, he hugged me, hey, like whatever, take my little bags. I'm like, hey, as I'm hugging him, I'm looking around, like as I'm on his shoulder hugging, I'm looking around, I'm like, wait a minute. Is these the floors you got renovated? Now listen, mind you, I don't know if it was my fault for assuming, but 9 times out of 10, maybe even 8 times out of 10, I'm gonna spare y'all a little bit. When you get some floors renovated, they normally look a little new. Is it just me? Am I wrong for assuming that if you say you getting your floors renovated, new floors down, am I wrong to assume that the floors should look new? Because maybe it's my fault, y'all. Maybe I'm tweaking, right? So when I'm looking at it, I'm like, these don't look that new. I'm looking at them, they don't look new at all. So I'm like, I had to say something. Sometimes I try to, be cute and not say too much. But other times, I can't help but to wonder. So I was like, I'm looking at them and they like hardwood floors. I'm looking around. I see a couple scrapes, a couple of little holes right there over there. I see like maybe, I can't say for sure, but they look like cigarette burns or like smoke burns or whatever. I don't really know. But I just see little stuff that's on the floor that normally I wouldn't mind. But if you say you got them renovated, so I'm just looking, I'm just like, these don't look like you got them renovated. So he's like, what you mean? I'm like, remember you had said that I couldn't come over because you was getting your floors renovated, like you was getting new floors. He like, oh, no. I was saying like, I was meaning only in the kitchen. My goofy ass. I said, well, let's go see the kitchen. Let me see. I'm like, yeah, let me see, because you know what? This is me just making up stuff because I just want to go see. I'm like, yeah, because my mama thinking about getting new floors in her kitchen. Let me see, like maybe you could recommend a person who did yours. Let me go see your kitchen. So he's like, I mean, it ain't, like he's saying stuff, but I'm already walking to the kitchen. Like I said, the house little, so I see where the kitchen at. I walk over and it's them like white square tiles in the kitchen. I ain't gonna lie, his house wasn't dirty, but it definitely wasn't giving like, you know when it's some new tiles down. His house wasn't dirty, but you could see little stuff in the crease. Y'all know when it's like white tiles in the creases of the tiles, like the little lines, it's like black, but they really supposed to be white. But y'all think that the black is a part of the design, but if you really scrub the floor, it's really white. You know what I mean? You could tell that they had been down for a minute. Like it wasn't giving like, oh, this house filthy, but it's giving like y'all just mop over, y'all don't really scrub through the lines. So, look, I said, these new, mind you, at that point when he had said that, it had only, at the most, even though my time could be a little wonky, at the most, from when he said that he was getting his floors renovated, it could have only been about, I'm going to stretch it. I'm going to stretch it and say it only could have been about like 3 weeks. Maybe even a month. And that's me being very, very nice about it, okay? Maybe even a month. But the amount of like dirt and how like even on the corners, like you didn't make all of that within a month. You get what I'm saying? Like you could just tell that they was not new. They didn't get no shiny look to it. They were just very worn out. Like you could tell it came with the house. These tiles came with the house when it was built back in 1965. Okay? That's all I'm saying. That wasn't that long ago, but I was just saying. But anyways, yeah, I'm not really tripping because like whether you got your floors renovated or not, it's not really a big deal. It's just the fact like you said it and it don't look like it, but I ain't tripping on that. Maybe you lied that one time because you didn't want me to come over that day. I don't know. I'm walking through the house, whatever. Because I'm an observant person. I'm just walking through. The house is a little dirty, whatever. And I'm looking at these floors. No floors in his house look renovated. So I'm looking at him like, you just a lying old dirty birdie.
You're just another lying old dirty birdie.
So I know. But I'm like, okay, whatever. No big deal. I'm not about to trip about no damn floors. Maybe he didn't want me to come over that day. Anyway, so I'm just looking. Now, mind you, he got a mantle, right? Like above the fireplace, right? That's what that's called. A mantle? Yeah, that sound right. And that's what Kiki said. I can picture us in the living room by the mantelpiece. And you're telling me you're loving me. Anyways. I can picture us in the living room by the mantelpiece. And you're telling me you're loving me. My bad. But yeah, so I just happened to look, as we talking, I'm browsing through his little living room. I see it's a picture frame down. Why is this picture frame down? So I just so happened to pick up the picture frame because I'm being nosy. And he like, would you leave my stuff alone? Like, I'm trying to pick it up. He like, leave my stuff alone. Like, come back in the room with me. He did say he had a surprise for me or whatever. Like, he had something to give me. So he's telling me to come back in his room. But, of course, as he's telling me that, I'm already picking up the picture. So I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. What do I see when I pick up the picture? I see him, a girl, a little boy, and two older people that can pass as, parents, right? So I look it up and I said, oh, like, who is this or whatever? Like, and he like, oh, yeah, that's my sister. I was telling you about. Remember, I said I be having my nephew. And he like, those are my parents. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. He like, yeah, they passed away though. So I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. And like, normally if people don't offer up the story or don't say how they passed away, I kind of really don't ask because I feel like, I don't know, that's a little rude. I feel like if they want me to know, they'll tell me. But if they just say they passed away and they'll be like, oh, they passed away in a car accident, I don't ask because that's not none of my business. Maybe it's a soft spot. Maybe you don't want to talk about it, right? But the only thing that I've noticed when he said that, like, I wasn't going to ask, I was just like, they're your parents or them y'all parents? I was like, oh, do y'all got different parents? Like talking about the sister. And he's like, oh, no, like no, that's both our parents. And the only reason I asked that, y'all, because normally if your sibling is in a picture, you're not gonna say, oh, that's me, my sister, my nephew, and my parents. You're not gonna say my parents. That's at least what I'm thinking. Like for the most part, you're not gonna say my parents. You're gonna say our parents. But he said my. Like he was saying my, like my, like no Johnny Gills, okay? My. But he was saying my. Cocktail break. Johnny Gills aside, right? Okay, he said my, so I'm like, okay, I thought that was a little weird, but I ain't saying too much because it's like little minor things, like I ain't tripping about, right? So I'm like, oh, okay, like but it's like even though that was a thought in my mind about like my parents, it's like once he said they passed away, I kind of like I'm not gonna do too much about it because you just said your parents passed away, so I'm trying to be sensitive to that as well, right? So I'm just like, oh, okay, well, what surprise did you have? Because I want to change the topic because like I don't know how they gonna make him feel. I didn't ask how long ago, if it's recent, if it's been years, like I don't know. So mind you, I'm like, oh well, what's the surprise that you got? Like I try to change the subject, and he like, you can ask me how they passed if you want, like it's okay. And I'm like, no, like I didn't, that's totally up to you. Like I didn't want to be, that's personal. And he's like, no, like my mom had a heart attack. My mom had a heart attack. Then he gonna say something that I do believe can truly happen, but like he just sounded too fairy tale about it. He like, yeah, my mom had a heart attack, and her and my dad was so in love. Like I believe that he passed away from like heartbreak, like depression, because like he said he went on a whole story about how his mom used to do everything for the dad, which I'm sure was like true or whatever. And when she was gone, like the dad just didn't know what to do, so he fell into a depression. All of this like in detail, y'all. And he said, oh my God, I just feel like my dad died from a heart attack. And mind y'all, I don't know if y'all had like senior projects in high school, but we used to have to do a senior project, and basically we had to pick like a author. I think we had to do only authors. I can't remember, but we had to pick an author, and we had to like write about their biography, like write about their life and stuff like that. And I had Nicholas Sparks. Shout out to you, Nicholas. Y'all know him from like the Notebook, Dear John, Safe Haven, the last song, Remember Me. I can't remember all of his stuff or whatever, but I remember most of them because I did my whole senior project on him, right? So if y'all know anything about Nicholas Sparks and stuff, it just gives very lovey-dovey, very romance and stuff. So I feel like it just gave very much that, y'all. Like you saying your dad died of a heartbreak, and I'm not saying it's not true because like I said, I don't know, but it just gave very that, like, right? So I'm just like, oh, but I'm just like in my sympathy bag, so I'm just like, oh, that's so sad to hear, da da da, right? So anyways, he go into detail telling me that, and he like, yeah, to be honest, that's why I got the floors renovated. Mind you, no floors are renovated, but okay. He like, yeah, that's why I'm doing the floors because this was actually my mom and dad house, but when they passed away, they left it to me and my sister live here. So I'm like, oh, your sister live here? He like, yeah, with my nephew, mind you. He had never said before that he lived with his sister. When I would hear the nephew every blue moon, he just said he used to babysit his nephew. I never heard no sister or nobody in the background. He never said she lived here, none of that, right? Like, yeah, my sister lived here. Like, that's why it's a 2 bedroom. She got her room and her son, like, staying there with her. And then, like, when she work or stuff like that, like, if he don't go to his dad, I would babysit him. So, yeah, in my head, it's making sense. Because I'm like, okay, she's in this picture with their parents that I'm thinking, right? She's in this picture. He's saying that the parents left the house to him. Okay, it's making sense. I never seen the sister like around. I never hear the sister. Sometimes every blue moon I would hear the nephew. But like that's it, right? So I'm just thinking like, oh yeah, you never told me your sister like you live with your sister. And he's like, yeah, I know, but she don't really be here a lot because she's a traveling. I can't for the life of me remember. I think she was either a traveling nurse or he said that she was a traveling like physical. I think she had did something because he was like that's why I wanted to be a basketball player because I think she like was a traveling like physical therapy. I think like when people get hurt in sports and they have like a nurse or a therapist like on call or whatever. I don't know what's the right term for it, but it was something with sports, and he said that she traveled for it. So like it's giving very much Queen Latifah and just right. She was a therapist, but I'm not sure. I don't know, right? He said something about traveling, so the sisterhood of the traveling pants shit. I don't know, something of the sort. Okay, I don't fucking know. Cocktail break. So he said that, so I'm just like, oh, okay, like that's cool. Yeah, you never said nothing, but that's fine. Like, you live with your sister. I live at home with my mom, so like, I'm not tripping about nothing, right? Cool. We had that conversation. He talking about how she traveled, and when she travels, sometimes she take her son. She can't take the son. The son will go with the dad. If not the dad, then he help, and all this other stuff, right? So I'm like, oh, so I'm just listening because, like I said, me and him. One thing about it, we will talk. We will have conversations. Like we will sit and listen and talk about our life stories, and we be listening ears, right? So he's just telling me. So I'm just sitting there like, oh, okay, like I do see some pictures. I do see some pictures of just him, the sister, and the son, and all of that. But like, I'm not paying no mind because it's very rare that you see. We're gonna get into that, okay? Anyway, so he's telling me something like, oh, okay, like whatever. Like, I still don't know why you keep saying you got the floors renovated, but go off, sis, or go off, bro. I don't know. So anyway, so he like, well, enough of all of that or whatever about my family history. Like now you know everything about me. I'm gonna be a basketball star. He like, now you know everything about me. I'm gonna be a basketball star. My sister live here with me. My parents is deceased. They left me the house, and I help my nephew. So I'm like, okay, I think we doing something. So I'm like, okay, like nice to know everything about you. He like, but I do have a surprise for you. We've been kicking it for a minute. I really like you. So we go in his room, and he got me a little bouquet of roses. Some nice little cute roses, y'all. So I'm like, oh my God, like, thank you. Like, a girl love flowers. Thank you. I look at the roses, smell them, all the things. And he like, yeah, we can go put them in the kitchen in some water since you're going to like stay overnight or whatever. So I'm like, okay, cool. So we go in the kitchen, I'm getting the flowers together, the roses, cutting the bottom, putting the plant, the seed stuff, whatever it is in there, putting them all in a little vase. He got it all out. First of all, I am thinking, because I'm like, I don't know no man that be having vases like for flowers at their house. But at the time I'm not thinking like that. I'm thinking that if your parents left you a house, 9 times out of 10, a lot of stuff that you have that's like girly, because I looked around the house. Now the house do look like it was decorated by the girl. Not necessarily like it's pink stuff, but you could tell when it's a woman touch on stuff. I'm not gonna lie, like you could tell. It don't have to be girly or anything, but you could tell when a woman does something. So I did notice like your little accent stuff. You know how we have like decorative tiles. Like I feel like guys don't really think about decorative tiles and certain picture like that. It's just weird to explain, but when you just know, right? And like the little china cabinet thing, like all of that they don't really think of. But I feel like it had a woman's touch. But I'm thinking like, okay, if this house is passed down from your mama, I'm sure that your mama did most of the decorating and stuff of this house. And when you took the house, of course you didn't throw this stuff away. So I'm thinking like, who has a vase or a vase, whatever I want to call it. Y'all know y'all love to correct me, and I don't be giving a damn. If you know if I mispronounce a word, or if my accent makes me say it different, like when I say breakfast, y'all be like, it's break fast. Wait, break fast? Wait, it's breakfast. Whatever it is, leave me alone. If you know what I meant when I said it, and I said what I meant when I said it, then let me just say however I want to say it. As long as you understand me and know what I'm saying, then it should be good. Like we all be making fun of the Memphis people that say music. Y'all know what they're talking about. Who cares how they say it? Like, can you say it right? Can you pronounce it? No, I don't give a fuck. Breakfast, pajama, remote control, Frigidaire. Like, I don't care, y'all. Anywho, sorry I be going on rants every blue moon. Some things I have to get off my chest before the end of the year. Said I'm just playing. No, it ain't. But anyways, what was I talking about? That's what happens when you have ADHD and you get to going on rants. Oh, but I just felt like he had that stuff because his mama right. So I put my flowers in there. We go in his room. We just finished talking. Like we literally used to kick it. One thing about it, I do understand when people say like they was friends before they got into a relationship. Like when you kick it with somebody you really like on some like I don't want to say homie, but it's just like when y'all really kick it like y'all friends, that just makes the relationship even more better because it's just like I could really kick it with him. Like when I go around him, it wasn't giving ooh shy. Let me impress him. Never not eat too much. Let me eat pretty. Let me act like no. I literally could be myself, and that's why I vibe with him so much because like nothing. It just he was a vibe. I have to say he was a vibe. So we go in there. We literally just talking. Nothing to it. We wasn't on nothing sexual. Like we literally just kicking and having a good time. Right. Okay. Cool. The weekend happens. And y'all know anything extra about him, y'all gotta go in the membership to find out. Somebody, I know y'all be hating that, but if they're paying for some story times, if y'all don't think the membership gonna let me pull it together. That's what happens when I get to talk too fast. I get to stutter and shit. Y'all gotta excuse me, okay? But if y'all don't think the membership is gonna get the real raw and uncut, the extra tea, the details, y'all crazy. Y'all crazy. I gotta give it to them. So y'all gotta go on the membership to hear it. Like Anyways, so the weekend happened, whatever, I leave. So of course we just continue on with life. We just kicking it. Now we really starting to talk about plans. Like he telling me that he asked me the questions like, do you want to stay in Detroit or are you open to moving and stuff? And at that time I'm like, wait, open to moving. Mind you, he started reminding me of the one guy that I told you that went to New York, and all that other stuff. So I'm like, open to moving. I don't know. Like, I can't see myself leaving my family. And he like, well, I'm just saying if I'm going to be this basketball star. I have to laugh every time I mention it. Like, I'm just asking, like, because if I'm going to be this basketball star, like, are you going to be open to, like, if I have to go to LA, if I have to go to Atlanta, if I got to go to New York, like, is you going to be cool with, like, traveling with me? So, I'm not going to lie. I kind of was lying just a tad bit, like a little bit, I think. I don't know. I'm like, well, yeah, I'd definitely be open to that. Like, if that's where our relationship is at the moment. Like, if we messing with each other tough, then yeah. But I told him, I'm like, I'm just saying stuff. I'm like, I feel like I would have to be on the verge of marrying somebody to move to another city or state or whatever. Not really city because, it's cities all around. But I would have to be on the verge of marrying you or have some type of commitment to move to a different state for you. Like, I'm not just going to go to a whole nother state for a man and we don't have nothing, no type of commitment, no type of anything. Get out of your mind, boobs. What? Hold up. Hold up. It's that drink he's feeling. I know Dad's like a little drinker to himself. I be blowing in his face so he can back up off me, y'all. Don't hit me with your paw. Anywho, so, I was telling him that. And he like, well, yeah, I'm definitely the type. He like, well, yeah, I'm definitely the type that like, get your son. Why do I feel bare booty hole on my side? Son, is that your bare booty hole on me? You know what? Anywho, he's starting to get restless, y'all. He's starting to want to play. Let me take a little cocktail break, y'all. You got a problem with me? You want some? I'm just kidding. Anywho, so I'm telling him that, like, he's like, yeah, I definitely want the marriage with kids. Like, I'm not going to be one of those basketball stars. I'm sorry, I have to laugh. Every time I say basketball star, I just have to. But he's like, yeah, I'm not going to be one of them basketball stars that, like, want to mess with a lot of women. Like, I feel like I already did all of that in school. Like, I'm past that. Like, I'm trying to settle down. So, whoever I'm talking to, I just want to make sure they're going to be cool with me, playing basketball and traveling. Mind you, you have to be minded, okay? At no point of time. Now, listen, I understand it's the summertime, but the whole time we have been talking, you ain't never went to no practice. I ain't never seen you at the gym. I mean, I understand. Well, maybe I don't understand because I don't really know how the basketball shit works. I ain't never been with a basketball star, despite the story, right? So I don't know if they have downtime. I don't really know what the shit is. But like the whole time we talking, baby, for you to say you gonna be the basketball star you is, who telling you this? He wasn't in college, so it ain't like he just. I he he wasn't in college playing. He wasn't playing basketball on the side. He wasn't like at no point did I ever talk to him was he ever playing any b-ball. I didn't even see him playing basketball on a place. Nothing. Nothing. Y'all, why did I grow another mole? Can y'all see this? I know I get distracted, y'all, but I don't know. And don't tell me I'm dying of cancer, y'all, because every time, y'all worse than Google. Like, moles run in my family, and like, every time I wake up, I damn near grew another mole. It's a mole right here on my neck. Can y'all see this one right here, right here, right here? Like, I have a lot of moles. Got one right here, and or beauty marks, whatever y'all want to call it. But I grew another one right here. So anyways, they're moles. I might make them a little darker just because once you put on your, oh, y'all don't care about none of that, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I really be trying to stay focused. I really do, y'all. But anyways, do y'all grow a lot of moles? And they'll be like, oh, it could be cancerous. Maybe you have cancer and all of this. Like, damn, I don't have cancer. I am the cancer though. July 10th, that is. Anyways, yeah, sorry guys. Let me pull it back in. For the new year, I'm gonna try to control my ADHD, guys, but it's just very hard, so he was never playing no basketball on the PlayStation, Xbox, whatever y'all call it. I just never understood where the basketball star part was coming at, because like when we on the phone you don't even talk. But anyways, okay, I'm just telling him, like, hey, listen, whenever you become a basketball star, if we are seriously in a relationship and we talk about commitment and marriage, then yeah, I'll go wherever my husband go. But anything below that, like, no, I won't move out of state. So he like, okay, cool. He like, so I gotta marry you to get you to move out of state with me. Like, just saying stuff like that. So I'm like, yeah, I guess so. So we just talking on the phone. We talking about all of that. So I'm like, okay, you talking about kids. You talking about marriage. You moving to other states with me. Like, you talking about all this good shit, okay? So we just talking. And one day, we on the phone. We're on the phone, have a regular conversation, okay? Next thing you know, I guess his sister walk in. So he like, oh, you need help with your stuff? Like, that's all I hear. So he like, oh, mind you, I can kind of hear her in the background, but I don't hear her enough to like make out what she's saying. So he like, all right, bro, this the first time ever this nigga done called me bro. He said, all right, bro, let me call you back. I'm about to help her bring her stuff in. And I'm like, before I can even say okay or whatever, he hangs up. So I'm thinking like, not thinking much. I'm thinking like, okay, he did say his sister travel a lot, so maybe the sister then came back from traveling and he about to help bring her and the nephew shit in the house. So I'm not thinking much of it, y'all. I'm really not. Like, okay, you about to go be a helpful brother. So cool. Mind you, you have to realize he never missed a beat. When we used to talk on the phone or text throughout the whole day and night, none of that changed. Even when she came back that day or whatever, when she came back that day, he still texts me. Like, we still was texting till we fall asleep. Like, so it's like nothing was different. Whether she was there or not, nothing was different. Besides, of course, like me coming over. But nothing was different. So I'm really thinking that this bitch is, I mean, not this bitch, like, because she ain't do nothing. But I'm really thinking like, okay, this is sister. So when we get off the phone, whatever, he continued to text me throughout the night, blah, blah, blah. The next day, we back on the phone. Regular shit, right? We're dating, guys. I mean, we hanging out. We going to the movies. Like I said, we're dinner. We doing all of this type of stuff, okay? We downtown by the Riverwalk. We doing a whole bunch of shit, right? It's going good. We're going months down the line, y'all. Months down the line. Cocktail break. Let me stop. I have to behave, y'all. I ain't mean to do all that, okay? When you an extra bitch, sometimes you can't help but to be extra, okay? I'm not going to blame it all on my ADHD. Y'all gotta remember, it's Red Bull in here. I think the Red Bull is giving me wings, y'all. It's making me turn up. I don't understand. It's giving me energy. I don't know. One day we on the phone, y'all. I'm out at the mall shopping. I just got him in my headphones because I'm just like, talking to him while I'm shopping. I'm shopping and stuff, so he just like, oh, what you gonna get? Regular conversation. I hear the nephew in the back. The nephew. I hear him in the back, right? So he in the back, whatever, and he like, mind you, the whole time I've been hearing him in the back, like, say something, but like, he must be so far away from him that I can't really make out what he's saying, but he's saying something. So he was yelling at basketball star to do something or whatever, asking for something. So I guess basketball star wasn't getting up in enough time. So you could hear him come closer and like open up a door, or maybe he pushed the door open more. I don't really know, but you hear something around the door squeaking. And you hear the nephew come in like, Dad, can you get it for me? Dad. So I'm sitting there thinking like, oh, my dumb naive self. I'm like, oh, the nephew daddy there, like, what's going on with that? So he's like, no, like he was saying he wanna call his dad. I don't know about that. But I'm like, what is your nephew calling you dad? Like, is he saying that to you? Basketball star? No. Like, he was telling me like he wanna call his dad. Like, he on the phone with his dad actually. I'm like, do he want to call his dad, or is he on the phone with his dad? Because you just said both. So, like, which one is it? B-ball star? Which one is it? So he like, no. Yeah, like he on the phone with his dad. But mind you, the kid is still in the background saying stuff like, can you get it? Can you get it? Mind you, basketball star is trying to like talk over him. But he like, can you get it? Can you get it? I want something, whatever. So I'm like, he on the phone with his dad, but it sounds like he closer. You could tell when somebody get closer to somebody, especially over the phone, because I can hear the nephew like loud and clear. So I'm like, you sure he on the phone with his dad? He like, let me just see what he got going on with his dad. Let me call you back. And he get off the phone. B-ball star. B-ball star. If 2 plus 2 is 4, something ain't adding up around here. So I'm like, so he hang up with everybody. I'm just at home thinking like, the wheels is turning. And one thing about cancer, we ain't no dummies. Well, some of y'all just, yeah. But I blame that. Y'all must be the June cancer. Oh, let me stop, because Miller is June cancer. Sure, let me stop. Sorry, Miller. But, them July cancers, we don't play no games with the women. Because the men, let me just move on. What was I saying? Them July cancers ain't no dummies, right? And so I'm sitting at home thinking like, okay, one thing about it, two things for sure. You know what you heard. And it didn't sound like that little boy was on no phone. It sounded like he was asking your almost basketball star husband. It sounded like he was calling him dad. He was asking his dad, which would be basketball star, to get him something. Now, in order for that to be true, that means that little boy who's supposed to be his nephew got to be his son. And that can't be his son, because he said that little boy is his nephew, and you believe him. So something not adding up. Something wrong around here, right? That's what I'm thinking. Some got to be a little off. So either that's really his nephew, and that son is confused, calling my husband his dad, or my husband is a liar, and that's really his son. I don't know about y'all, but I believe my husband, okay? That little boy is the liar. The little boy is the liar, okay? Because, kids don't be lying about nothing, but apparently this kid do. This little boy is lying. He called him his dad by mistake. Because ain't no way my husband, who about to be a basketball star, and we about to be rich and live happily ever after in L.A. or New York or Atlanta, is lying to me. It's just no possible way. So he need to get his little nephew in check and tell him to stop lying. Stop calling him daddy by mistake. Okay? And for the people in the back, that was sarcasm. Because sometimes y'all act like y'all don't know what that is or what that mean. We play over here on this channel, in case y'all didn't know. We don't take that serious. We don't care about a lot of things. We like to play. It don't matter how old we are, how young we are. We play all day. On here and in real life. We just play all day, okay? We don't care how long it take. Cocktail break, okay? That's all I got to say. So that's what I'm thinking. But my wheels is turning for real. Like, I'm thinking about some shit. And I'm like, okay, when he called me back, I got a lot of questions for him, right? That night, he didn't call me back, y'all. And normally, every time he get off the phone, he calls me back. So I decided to text him. Like I waited a couple hours, whatever, I text him. He didn't text me back. Husband, where you at? So I'm like, suspicious, right? But I'm thinking like, okay, you know what? Maybe he got wrapped up with his nephew. I know how it is to babysit because he supposed to be at this point babysitting his nephew. Something like I know how it is to babysit. Like maybe he just, cool. He didn't text me back. So the next day, he texts me good morning, whatever. So I'm like, okay, maybe he got busy yesterday. So I asked him like, oh, like I hit you up last night. What happened? He like, oh, I'm sorry. Like I told you, I had to call my nephew dad. Like he really wanted to talk to his dad or whatever. So I was on the phone with him. The nephew had my phone the whole time because he wanted to talk to his dad, and he just took my phone for the rest of the night. But I'm like, you called his dad on your phone, so the nephew had your phone for the rest of the night. But I'm thinking like, but didn't you say he was already on the phone with the dad? So if he was already on the phone with the dad, why would he need your phone to call his dad now when he was already on a phone with his dad? I'm a little confused. So I'm like, so, I'm asking that. He like, no, he was. So I'm thinking like, well, and if you babysitting and the mama is gone, the little boy, because mind you, the little son is like 4 years old, 3, 4, 5, one of those. So I'm thinking like, well, your nephew got a phone. So he like, yeah, like, he got his own phone. Like, yeah, so he was on his phone with his dad, and then when I got the phone with you, I ended up calling his dad so he could talk to him. So I'm like, basketball star, hear me out. If you telling me that your 5-year-old nephew, or however old he is, under 5, if he got his own phone and he was on the phone with his goddamn daddy, why do you have to get off the phone and call his daddy on your phone for your nephew to talk to his daddy? 2 plus 2 is not equaling 4 right now. It's equaling 6. And I'm trying to figure out why you feel you gotta lie. Because I am confused at this point. I'm thinking, that don't make no sense. If he already got a phone and he's on the phone with his daddy, why he need your phone the whole night to stay on the phone with his daddy if he already got a phone? Explain. He like, no, I listen, babe, I don't think you understand it. Like, no, like, but so he was on the phone. His phone died, and then he really wanted to talk to his daddy so bad. So I called his daddy on my phone, and I gave him my phone, and he had my phone the whole night. So you telling me at no point that little boy didn't go to sleep around 10, maybe even 11? Because by the time I text him, it was about like 12:01, because y'all know I'm night, I be up. So when he never called me back, I waited till about after midnight to text him like, you still up? So you telling me at no point did that little boy go to bed before like 11 and you was able to get your phone back? Baby, this is about as real as you saying you got new floors put down, baby. I confused. So I'm just like, yeah, something. So I ain't gonna lie, I had a little toot. I had a little toot with him because I just felt like something ain't right. Baby, what you lying to me about? And he, in fact, was lying. But the crazy thing about his lie was that cocktail break. Hold on, y'all. It's still a little bit left. Hold on. Get it off for him,
He got money. Get it off for him.
We're gonna get it off. The crazy thing about his lie is just like, when you know somebody lying, but they still trying to convince you otherwise, and it's like, I don't have no evidence. I can't prove it because how I'm gonna prove that the little boy got a phone or the phone died? But I can't prove that, but I just know what I feel. So I'm just like, okay, you say that's what happened, then that's what happened, right? Okay. So we try to carry on like with our normal day, having our normal conversation, but I ain't gonna lie, I'm being a little standoffish because I'm like, something ain't right about last night. But what can I do? So I try to brush it under the rug or whatever, like I ain't tripping. But he ended up saying something because, like I said, the way we be on the phone, we be literally talking about everything, right? And this day, I kind of was like, I'm going to call you back. He ended up having to call me back. We had talked for a minute. I'm like, I'm going to call you back again. Like, I just feel like he could tell the shift in my, like, energy or whatever. So, he like, I know something wrong. Like, you know what? I'm going to do something nice for you. Like, I want to take you out. Like, we should go out. Whatever day he said. Tomorrow, the next day, Thursday, Friday. Who knows? Because he like, I feel like you mad at me. And I'm like, I'm not mad. It's just, I don't like when shit don't add up. And when shit don't make sense, it make me feel like, it ain't right. Because why the shit ain't making sense? Anytime I add 2 plus 2, it should always equal 4. Anytime it's equaling 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, it's a problem. Because why is it not 4 like it always is? So I'm just was telling him like, something just off or whatever. And something in fact, was definitely off. But the only thing about it being off is that y'all not gonna find out until next year. Y'all not gonna find out until next year. Y'all are not gonna find out what's off until 2025. How y'all feel about that? How y'all feel about waiting until next year to find out what in fact was off? I wouldn't. Let me cross my legs in my gown. I wouldn't be Kane. Dash wouldn't be Dash if I didn't end it off. Don't y'all like I'm boring you. If I didn't end it off, if I didn't end off 2024 last story time with a cliffhanger, what y'all thought? New year, new me? No, it's not giving that. So I'm so sorry to tell y'all, but y'all gotta wait all the way, and I do mean all the way, until next year to figure out just in fact what was off. Even though I already did like a little spoiler alert, earlier in the story time, but it is what it is. But yes, y'all, that is the end of my story time. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. Make sure you thumbs up this video. Comment down below. I dropped my first video in January of 2021, and it's about to be January 2025. I cannot believe this. Stop. Look at my belly button. I'm trying to end the video on a good note, and you playing. He don't care, y'all. I want to thank y'all so much for all the support, all the love, all the shares, all the thumbs ups, the comments, the following, the subscribing, everything. And in the new year, I wish nothing but the best for all of my supporters. Only my supporters, okay? I wish you guys nothing but the best. I hope this is an amazing year for you guys. I hope it's filled with blessings, love, good health, good wealth. I hope y'all bank accounts just skyrocket. Everything. Son, stop it. You are harassing your mother. And I'm trying to give a good speech. I gotta go in a minute, y'all, because I gotta play with y'all nephew. But I wish you guys nothing but the best. And hopefully you guys continue to support everything that I do. And I love you guys so much. So, drop some hearts in the comments for the... Oh, no. Drop some stars in the comments for the K-stars that really rock with me. But y'all already know. Until next year. I'll see y'all in 2025. Peace.